Nobody knows why. Somebody knows.
So, in 1986, Alan Moore wrote a fantastic graphic novel called The Watchmen. You may know it because Zack Snyder made the film of it sometime later. And that brings me to my new pickup, which is The Watchmen Titans of Cult release that I'm going to do an opening for now. So, let's get into this one.
Maybe someone's picking off costumed heroes.
John thinks that there's going to be a nuclear war.
What if that's why someone wants us out of the way?
Okay, yeah, so I know technically not a new release because it's been out for some time. I didn't pick it up upon its initial release. I don't know why. Because I think it's a fabulous film. I don't have a Steelbook version for The Watchmen, so why didn't I get it? I don't know. But regardless, I've got it now, and I got it for just under £20 off of eBay. Yeah, so fantastic. And it's still sealed as well, so I'm very happy about that. This is, yeah, a little bit about The Watchmen. Let's talk about it before I open this up. So yeah, so like I said, in 1986, this graphic novel was released, written by Alan Moore, and it was always deemed unfilmable, that it was an unfilmable project. But lo and behold, Zack Snyder came along and he gave us a wonderful, wonderful film that has seen several releases. You had a theatrical cut, you had an extended cut, and then you had sort of like a super duper extended cut, which put back in the animated segments, or the animated short, I think it was called The Black Flag, was it? Back into the film. Now, in the comic, the Black Flag does exist, and it is a breakaway within the graphic novel of this person reading this comic book within the comic book, if that makes sense. And that's what it is. And so this version here, this is that version, you know, the complete story, newly remastered, that put those elements back in. So it breaks away to this animated stuff as the film progresses. Yeah, so, yeah, just great. All in all, really good. So this version here does have Dolby Audio and Dolby Vision. I'm trying to look. It's got 3 discs, 1 4K and 2 Blu-rays by the looks of it. Sorry, I know that all you're seeing is the top of my head as I'm looking at this. I've got to sort of shine it towards the light so that I can see it. 215 minutes approximately, the length. And yeah, and this film really worked for me. It really did. Obviously, Watchmen purists at the time, they're probably a bit upset, I think, by the end of the film, because it did change up the end of what happened in the graphic novel, and this, it does differ. But to be honest, the end of the graphic novel would have been a bit far out there to transition into the film. It would have sort of been a bit sort of out of left field, shall we say, for want of a better term, with this big space squiddy thing coming down and destroying a city and stuff like that. It just... and what we got here was far more subtle ending that was really good, really fantastic. So let's get into this and let's take a look at it, and I'll give you my appraisal of this set. Let me adjust the camera so we can take that gander.
Why would I save the world I no longer have any stake in?
Okay, so here we have the release. Now I have removed the plastic already because I've actually filmed this once already and it didn't take, basically, so I'm having to film it again. So here we have, you know, the front cover with Dr. Manhattan on it there, the Watchmen logo. Yellow is, you know, a colour that is, you know, synonymous with the Watchmen. And here you have the comedian, the scene where he's been thrown out of the window at the start of the film that sets up everything. Obviously, he's still got his dressing gown on there. Jeffrey Dean Negan from The Walking Dead. The 18 logo there is actually a sticker, so that can be removed, which is nice. And working around, you've got the information on the bottom there, 3-disc set, Watchmen logo on that side, and there we go, Watchmen logo on that side with the Paramount logo and Titans of Cult logo in silver up the top. Nothing on the top itself. So the back there, that is a J card. Let's get that, so I can get that off. Christ, that's some strong glue they're using there. So that'll slide inside. So I'll get rid of that, get rid of the glue as well. Yeah, so there we have it. You know, there is the J card with all your information on it and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's quite flimsy. But anyway, so this here. Let's open it up, let's take a look at the inside. So, with this release, obviously you get the Steelbook, which we'll take a look at momentarily. But first, let's have a look here. So, we've got a little envelope, we'll take a look at that as well. So here's your badge. Dr. Manhattan badge, like so, which will adorn my jacket never. That'll just stay in there. Although I'll come back to this, when I readjust the camera, I'll talk about this because again, Titans of Cult missed the point. The most logical thing to do, they don't do. That's quite frustrating. Second time now I've seen that. Maybe more. And here we have a little envelope, Watchmen, yellow, Titans of Cult logo on the back. And inside we have 3 Rorschach cards. Obviously, as you know, Rorschach is a character within the film. The one in the mask, where the mask moves and you see different things. So there we have one. What do you see there? Let me know. There we have number 3 there. Number 2, second one. Again, what do you see? And number 3, what do you see? And on the back of these cards, you do have a bit of information about what they mean and that sort of thing, what you might see. So in a minute, when I readjust the camera, I will take a look at those and let you look at them a bit longer and read you the backs and what they mean. I don't know why I've put them back in that envelope because I'll be looking at them again in a minute. So the Steelbook that comes with it itself is this one here. That's the front, like so. Now, I like the look of this Steelbook. I like that it looks textured with all these lines. In fact, there is a texture to it on these glass bits. Not here, but when you get here, there feels like more of a texture. There is very faint line and you can feel it if you run your finger over it, which is great. Not on them bits, just on these sort of glass fragments, or these fragments here that are flying up. Not on all of them. That one, yeah, that one. I'm trying to feel. Anyway, yeah, so this is Dr. Manhattan and his sort of origin scene. Billy Crudup in that machine. And that's the front and the back together, giving you that one whole image. Watchmen down the spine in yellow. I'm stating the obvious. And even on the back, you got that texture there on some of these bits. You got it there, I can feel it. You got it there, you got it there. I don't think that one has, but that one does, definite. And this one does. Very, very faint, very, it's there though. I like the way this catches the blue light that's behind me in the window. That makes it stand out really well, actually. They're catching that because it's blue and it's catching the blue Christmas lights behind me. Inside you have 3 discs. Have your 4K Ultra HD disc there, feature film. You have a Blu-ray there with feature film on, and you have a Blu-ray here with your special features on it. And underneath, Who Watches the Watchmen, which is a play on Who Watches the Watchers, with a Rorschach image underneath. Yeah, so, yeah, you know, that's quite a nice release. So you got your Steelbook, you have your Titans Occult plastic box. You have your Rorschach cards. And you have your little badge. So all in all, that's quite a nice release. So let's turn the camera back and let's have a talk about this, my minor issues with this, and yeah, let's talk.
Watchmen are over.
What do you suggest we do about it?
Retribution.
Now, before we get into these Rorschach tests, have a little bit of fun with that, which I'll hold up, let you see what you can see, and I'll read the back and see if that says anything to you. You can let me know down in the comments. Now, like I said, this is a nice set. I like this. I like this. I don't know why I wasn't drawn to it when it first came out. I think it's the continued release of titles that's kind of bugging me at the moment and plaguing my decision making, but I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got it for just under 20 quid, and it's nice, and it's a film that I like, but it gets me. Okay, I got no issue with the badge. It's just a little additional extra that isn't going to do anything, obviously. It's just going to stay in the pack, but it doesn't. Their decision making doesn't make sense to me. Part of the advertising material for this film is a badge. It's the yellow smiley face with the blood dripped on it. It's synonymous with the Watchmen. It's synonymous with the Alan Moore graphic novel. It's synonymous with the sequel series, which done a similar motif, Doomsday Clock, which was where the worlds collided of the DC Comics and Watchmen. So why wouldn't you give us a yellow smiley face badge with the blood drip on it? That makes sense, more so than this. You know, and Titans of Occult have done exactly the same thing, I think, with their Star Trek release, which I don't have, by the way. I'm not really intrigued by that one. And that is that they've given you a badge of a hand, giving you the, you know, live long and prosper sign, Vulcan sign. But yet, a badge is synonymous with Star Trek because you have the logo, the beep, beep. So why not give you a badge of that in that? So I don't get their decision making. I don't get, you know, is there a rights issue with the smiley face that they couldn't use it, but yet it is synonymous with the film as well, and with the, do you know what I mean? It just made sense. It would have been nice to have that yellow smiley face badge with the blood drip on it. But there we go. Just a little, I don't know, I won't say rant. I just think that it could have been improved upon, shall we say, if that was a thing. So let's get these out again. Like I said, I don't know why I put them away. That's stupid of me. But there we go. So let's have a look at these. Okay, so it's that way up. Okay, so take a look at that. What do you see? Let's see what it says on the back. The first card is a relatively easy one in the series, with much of any associated stress in dealing with it being trying to understand how to conduct a new task. Popular responses for this one: bat, butterfly and moth. And that's really bad. There's a spelling mistake on the back. Popular responses. Responses. Wow. Who proofreads this stuff? Okay, so the next one. What do you see? Tell me what you see. Okay. The dark colour of this block can pose difficulty for depressed subjects. The face appears to be looking downwards, which makes it look like one is looking up at an imposing monster. To understand how one responds to authority. The card is often perceived as being associated with a male figure, which is why the card is often called the father card. Popular responses animal hide, animal skin, or a rug. I don't know, do you see that? But actually, they've actually got the spelling right on the back of this one. Yeah. Responses. Titans of Cult. Do you need a new proofreader and someone's come up with ideas for you? With badges? Here's your guy. Anyway. Next one up. I don't know how this stuff passes sometimes, you know. No one proofreads. Anyway, next up is this one here. That's obviously some sort of a moth or bat or something that you can see. I don't know. We'll see what it says. 3. This card does not typically... start that one again. This card does not typically evoke strong emotional response. The topic is usually seen as non-threatening and indicate a change of pace to where the test will become easier. Popular responses, that they've spelled correctly again: bat, butterfly, or moth. So let's take a look at those again. So the first one, the response was a bat, butterfly, or moth, which is the same as that one. Yeah, bat, butterfly, moth. They're all butterflies and moths. And this one here, what was it? Animal hide, animal skin, or rug. Okay, yeah, I can sort of see where you're going with that. Flattened turkey, maybe. I don't know, but there we go. Anyway, that's it. So, yeah, you know, I'm quite pleased with this release, I'll be honest. Quite like it. Yeah, nice one. Just a shame, like I said. But there we go. This is AJ. Let me know your thoughts on this release. Let me know your thoughts on this film. And do you think that yellow badge with the blood drip on it would have been far suited this release than what was actually given? Let me know your responses down below. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button, and why not? And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, all, and goodbye.
The world will look up and shout, "Save us." And I'll whisper, "No."